Welcome back to my thorough Pokemon Colosseum walkthrough. Today, we take on Venus. Lady Venus, to be precise. But I love how Colosseum is such a rapid-paced Pokemon game. There isn't a ton of experience spamming you have to be doing in between bosses. It gets right to the battling point.
You two! You're holding up the film shoot! We're about to begin and... Ah! I recognize those faces! Those faces were on the headquarters blacklist! How did you find us? But that's not important now. I'll squash you myself and collect a reward from Master Nazgor!
Ah, so you think. So you think. You prim princess. How did you end up in the Under in such devious circumstances as to close the hearts of Shadow Pokemon? You're one of those bitches who acts like they're so cheery and nice, but beneath all the cute pink and diamond gem encrusted dresses, they're demons, waiting to take you out. So, let's do our sleep powder diversion strategy. Start this off with a burn! Alright, not as much as a bang as I would have thought. Jeez! But that's why, it's at level 44. And we're still trolling around the 30s. This will be interesting to see how we do on our first run of this all. Good. The cat has gone to sleep. The more that you can disable her team, and this really goes for any double battle you get into in this game, the better off you will be. Yeah, we may be paralyzed, but that does not put us out of the playing field. It's not like we were the fastest ones on the field either, so it's not such a big loss. Occasionally we may have to deal with paralysis, but I plan to pwn you before that becomes a problem. No? Alright. I love the Vileplume death sequence. I must say it's one of my favorites in the entire game. It's going for double paralyzation. Or no, not paralyzation. I should read more. I'm just looking at the animations, bewildered. Throws hot acid in our face. And Jumpluff's burned. It dislikes being corroded with acid. Alright. Maybe we should paralyze heal. I mean, we have the item. Why not? At the very least, it will delay Vileplume from launching another offensive. Not that it matters. Because now you're dead.
I'm... No!
One last death fart before it's retracted to the ball. It's just such a funny death animation. Goes right up there with Jigglypuff too, who turns into a flat 2D puff paper and then floats away. And that thing's still in sleep mode. That's excellent. Now Jumpluff is back to its normal status. So it's time for the Sandman to lend a hand. The power of Psychic. Good. That'll be maybe a 3-hit KO, if we're lucky. Oh, I was afraid of that. Insomnia. That's not good. Oh, damn it. Bayonetti, no! We needed that Psychic Force. Damn. Espeon is like our special sweeper. Let's see what we can do to supplement its power. No. I didn't mean to have Entei here, but as a backup, I will use it to capture another Shadow Dog. I don't want to use it main story-wise. I don't want to use it as a member that gets experience in any way. But if it's going to help us get one of the harder Shadow pokes in this game, I'm going to use it. At the very least, it will help us delay the death factor of their strong level 40 pokes, because that's a problem right now. I'm severely under-leveled. The game expected you most likely to take those purified Pokemon that you got back at Agate Village, go all the way back to Phoenix City, raise them on level 40, easy to defeat base level Pokemon to get your levels up to 40, then take it to the next level in Pyrite Town by facing the level 50 Colosseum with that which accepts shadows and normal purification types. That was good. Please flinch. Finch, yeah. Be a bird, please. So, by using Entei, I'm trying to cut out a whole heck of a lot of battling that is really unnecessary. Plus, look at the animations of that thing. I know there was a bunch of people in the comments, I'm sure, who were disappointed not to be seeing its 3D form. And if they weren't, well, heck, I was. We worked hard to get that legendary dog, defeating Dakum after, maybe 10 attempts that you guys missed out on because of the magics of editing. Yeah, so I want to see at least once this guy in action. You know, come to think of it, Suicune is kind of my favorite legendary dog. And it's so rare that you have the legendary dogs in the beginning of the storyline. Who knows? Maybe I'll switch up my policy. Why not? Why not? I think I should use any Pokemon I please. And even Entei at level 40 is having some trouble here, so we'll see. That's always something frustrating about having legendaries, is you have so little time to use them. Normally you get them at the end of the game. That's why another reason I applaud Colosseum. It completely tilts that mechanic on its head and lets you take on the strong legendary force of Entei in its Fire Blast. But that was too short-lived of a Steelix. Although I didn't want it to damage me in any way, its 3D form is phenomenal. Really looks awesome. The shine and sheen of its steel. Really well done in Colosseum. Yeah, okay, wipe your feet and launch an ineffective Shadow Ball. I got more Hyper Potions where that came from. So now we see her shadow. And you understand why I brought along Entei. If I didn't, it would have been such a boring battle of me constantly trying to reheal my pokes when I simply need to acquire the shadow. Besides, it's not like Entei is a ton useful once Suicune enters the field. You can only take one more surf probably, and then it's done. But that's why I brought some resistant types like Quagsire. Oh, it didn't even get another chance to launch a Fire Blast. Let's see. Well, let's get Quilava out of the way. I hate to say it like that, but with Suicune on the field, at its level, Quilava's practically death fodder. But at least it can wage some damage in on this shadow type to get it down to the level we need it at. I'm very hesitant to attack these legendary dogs too much, because oftentimes what they do is Shadow Rush suicide themselves out of my reach. Hold on, Quilava! Alright, surf's up, dude. You made it. You nosedived. And although you may have done some brain damage to you, at least you'll assist us greatly in making sure this thing won't be causing a trouble to my team. Since Quilava doesn't have that many offensive moves that will make much a difference in striking Suicune, I'm thinking an alternate method, there we go, that's what I'm talking about, of winning this battle is in order. Supporting moves like Smokescreen and Sand Attack are so minimally used, I notice, in the main RPG. But in Colosseum, especially if you're like me and you're rushing through the game because you don't feel like wasting any time in the Colosseums doing pointless battles for training, then it's vital that you consider alternatives to winning matches. Paralyzation induced by Secret Power, accuracy lowered by Smokescreen, all these things figure in to winning a match, and especially when capturing a tough shadow type like this, it's important that we induce status effects like paralyzation. Never go for the poison when you're poised to take a shadow. Never! It's foolish. You've already got enough to worry about with the factors of Shadow Rush doing recoil damage, and it considering, the AI that is, considering offing itself and preventing you from therefore catching the shadow with the Shadow Rush spam. You've got that to deal with. Why induce poison and then fear it as it quickly whittles away health? You'd be surprised. The threat of health loss by significant poisoning, and that was awesome. It missed Quilava but still hit Umbreon. That's completely acceptable. Umbreon is a good defensive and special defensive wall. It's got the HP to spare. I'm taking every moment in awe that Quilava is still on this field, because quite frankly I thought it would be finished in one turn, but it keeps dodging these Surfs like a Banff because we've lowered its accuracy so much. Now you see the potency of supporting moves. It's another great thing about this game. It makes you think in terms of attacking that you may not have considered before because there was such ample amounts of experience grinding and different Pokemon to choose from in the wild. Here, where we're bound by what we can steal from other trainers, we have to form a ragtag team somehow out of shadows that had their hearts sealed. So it's tricky, but it can be accomplished with the supporting moves. But it's funny, you know, I was saying before, I was shocked by how much Quilava stayed on the field, and this is its exit, but thanks for the assistance, Quilava. You got Suicune to exactly where we needed it to be. In the red, with a status effect. Now it should be pretty easy to Yumo Goigoi Mizao it out and spam it the rest of the way with Hyper Potions, just waiting for the ball to work. But you'd think that poison and the imminent doom of the death that it brings would make the Pokemon want to stay in the ball more, but it doesn't really change its capture rates any more so than other status changing effects like sleep or freeze or paralyzation. I personally prefer sleep, but since that's not an option with Jump Fluff gone, paralyzation will have to do. And since I don't want to do any more damage, risking what potential Shadow Rushes could be coming our way, I'll just increase the defense of Quagsire. It's already resistant to Surf, so it's going to take a lot for Suicune to whittle down my Quagsire as it is. But since we've got a move to use, might as well increase defenses, right? Here we go! Yumo Goigoi Mizao, Yumo Goigoi Mizao, Yumo Goigoi Mizao. So close! Come on, Suicune. You know you don't want to be as difficult as Entei. Come on, look, it's with us. It's happy now. It had its heart healed. Yeah, way to slur my words there. But yes, don't you think you'd be happier with us? A pure poke, back to your prime as a legendary who roamed the landscapes on the wind. Stay in the ball. You know you want to. I have free cookies. I mean, what else would make that Pokemon stay in there more? That'd be an interesting strategy, though. If in the future, yeah, you can't even get recoil damage on yourself because you don't have the accuracy to. Fuck you! But if you just had some Nilla wafers to shove into the Pokeball as you threw it at them, maybe they'd be more convinced to stay in there. And I know I would. Be like, hey, why'd you lock me in this ball? Wait a sec. There's cookies? Alright, I'll stay. And that's what Suicune agreed on. So it only took some Nilla wafers and paralyzation with smokescreen accuracy diminishing to get the Suicune. But I didn't even realize how effective smokescreen was in this game. Man, I gotta use that more often. I'm guilty as charged too of not using the supporting moves as much. So it's fun to change up the tactics every time. Oh no! Lady Venus was knocked down! Ah, run away! If she can't beat him, no one can! Aye! How dare you! How could I be bested by a mere boy? Remember this. I'll get you back for this. Oh, how could I forget? I stole your Shadow Suicune. That's a pretty good reminder. And the Ian File F for final report. Some interesting discoveries were made about the purification process. There are several ways to cause the opening of the heart's door, and the resulting effects appear to differ with the original nature of the Pokemon. Also, as the purification process advances, the Shadow Pokemon regains its moves and its original nature. When the purification process is complete, the Pokemon regains all EXP points, perhaps even enough to level up. By effectively using these features, it may be possible to create even more powerful Shadow Pokemon. Wow. So, even in the face of further methods of purification, this crazy scientist Ian feels he can force out more power from the Shadow Pokes. Ugh. Diabolical. There goes Venus. Well, what's left to do but pursue?